clock. You would all rise, please. All right. Good evening, good evening. Alderman Harry Williams. I don't have any mayor or youth council here this evening. Lead us in pledge and pray. So Alderman Harry Williams is going to lead us in prayer, and Alderman Chris Smith is going to lead us in the pledge. You would, Harry.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and the blessings you give us each day. Be with us tonight, Father, to make decisions that we look to you for our strength and our guidance. Lord, we do the things that please your will. Father, we thank you for our first responders here, our fire, our police, our military, our all around the world. Lord, continue to watch over us. And Lord, we pray for our healthcare workers. Lord, that they do us some fighting every day. Lord, thank you for our nation as a whole. Lord, that we look to you for our strength and guidance. Once again, thank you for the blessings you give us. Give us our sins. In Jesus' holy name we pray. Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We're getting better. Still no comma. One nation under God. All right. Appreciate y'all coming out tonight. I'd like to always open it up for public comments. Anyone here this evening that would like to make public comment? Okay, board, seeing none. I've got a few announcements to make. We had a blood drive in the front parking lot last week on Friday. Had 24 people that donated blood, and that was a good thing. So really appreciate all of that. Glad to hear it. We're setting up another one. Number two, we got notice, Parks and Rec, that we will have the Rock and Roll Tennis Championship at our tennis courts, wheelchair championship on May the 14th through the 16th, which that's the United States Tennis Association tournament. Glad to see that. Three, we'll be having a ribbon cutting at Quarry Park at 10:30 on Friday, board, to open up the trails. Wanted to do that this past week, but we had one of our key people that helped build a lot of that who lost a family member, and the funeral was last week. It'd have been great to have had it last week, but it'll be great to have it Friday. So we're scheduling that for Friday at 10:30. That'll be in the parking lot beside the fire station on Marquette Road. Four, we announced Foreigner coming to Brandon on November 14th. That's the sixth show right now. We've got Luke Bryan on the 4th of September, Kane Brown on September 24th. And we've got three what are called socially distanced shows right now between now and Memorial Day. That's Brian Reagan on April the 9th, a comedian. Need to Breathe on April 24th, and John Pardee and Nico Moon on May the 28th. I think there's going to be one or two more socially distanced shows. And I look forward to getting past Memorial Day because it's going to be on like a chicken bone at the Brandon Amphitheater. Glad to see that. All right. So, any comments, board, questions? Not, we'll work our way through the agenda. All right. Old business, approve the regular board meeting minutes of March the 1st, 2021. Motion by Ms. Monica Corley, second by Mr. Lou Coker. Any questions or comment? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Thank you. Under the mayor, consideration to approve the continuation of a local emergency for an additional 30 days or at such time that the governor of Mississippi lifts the state of emergency, whichever comes first. Board, before I ask for a motion to approve that, I want to say that we're dealing with quite a bit of money that's going to come to us, and I don't have the exact dollar figure to give you yet, but it's going to be substantial. We'll go into our budget, and we will evaluate what the best course of the use of those funds when we get those in short order. Okay? Hope to have a report for you next time, some of that COVID money. All right, so is there motion by Mr. Chris Vinson, second by Mr. Dwight Middleton. Any other comment or question? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Thank you. Miss Angela.
May I take all of these together?
Yes, ma'am.
The first item is consideration to approve increases effective April 1 that were approved.
Saying we can't hear, so if you would, just, there we go. More better?
Blanket just went out, battery dead.
That one's a rechargeable one, folks, so it's not battery operated, so maybe we need to go ahead and buy a battery operated one. Shelley, go ahead and get us another one, please. Thank you, Lou.
Is that better?
Don't harass the city clerk, Mr. Baker. Leave city clerk alone. You'll pay for it.
The second item, request permission to destroy documents in accordance with the Department of Archives and History retention schedule. Number 3, consideration to approve an extension of the terms and conditions of agreements with regard to the Brandon Amphitheater for MBS LLC, Mississippi National Guard Non-Commissioned Officers Association, and Jana King of Jackson, and authorize the mayor to execute the same. Number 4, consideration to approve an amendment to the 2020 sponsorship with Elks Enterprises, DBA The Mosquito Authority, extending the term to the 2021 concert series, and authorize the mayor to execute the same. And number 5, consideration to approve the docket of claims for March 16th and the Fox Everett claims released on March the 11th.
Thank you, Ms. Angela. Mr. Baker, you good? Okay. Is there a motion to approve those 5 items? Motion by Mr. James Morris, second by Ms. Talia Dobbs. Any further discussion or comment? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Angela.
Good evening, Mayor, Board.
Good evening.
Mayor, I've got a quick update on Pigwell, if I
Thank you.
could. They did complete pulling the shaft assembly and the pump. They did find an unusual amount of wear on the pump assembly. I should have a complete report on that by tomorrow, but the pump assembly will have to be changed out, and pretty much everything other than the shaft itself will be changed out for new.
Timeline?
We're still anticipating first week of April to turn it back on. End of this month.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Mayor, I have 5 items, permission to take those together.
Please.
Item 1 is consideration to approve the repairs from Hempfield Construction utilizing commodity pricing and authorize payment of the same as follows. Sewer repair on Trickham Bridge Road in the amount of $21,142.19. 10-inch water main repair on Stonegate at Highway 80 in the amount of $7,431.91. Item C is 12-inch water main repair on Marquette Road in the amount of $8,129.50. Item D needs to be changed slightly. It says Crossgates Park. That should be hydrant repair at the Crossgates Exchange Club in the amount of $7,508.33. And item E is water repair on Fawnwood Drive in the amount of $6,353.04.
You get that change? Okay. All right. Continue.
Item 2 is consideration to approve KIPCO Incorporated pay request number 3 in the amount of $83,695 and change order number 1 for a 60-day contract extension with regard to the 2020 Waterline Improvement Project, Crossgates and Old Lakeland, and authorize payment of the same. Item 3 is consideration to approve the Hempfield Construction Company pay request number 3 in the amount of $7,559 with regard to the Boyce Thompson Bike Lane project and authorize payment of the same. Item 4 is consideration to reject bids received on March 3rd, 2021 with regard to the Kane Circle Water Tank Improvement Project and authorize the advertisement for bids regarding the same. Item 5 is consideration to approve Darren Pittman and Company, LLC as the lowest and best quote received in the amount of $70 per linear foot for the boring work associated with the Highway 80 waterline replacement project.
All right.
The cost of that bore was included in the original estimated cost, but because that was not a commodity bid item, we did have to take prices on it. So that's
Sure.
to clean that item up.
All right, so we're rejecting a bid. I need some either conversation from you or from Matthew Miller concerning why we are rejecting that bid for the water tower. Or you can fire away.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The bids received on the Kane Circle water tank all came from out-of-state vendors. The lowest bid was from an out-of-state vendor that did not attach their state preference bid laws. And because of that, the bid was void. Because the difference between that bid and the next bid was significant, it seemed more prudent to re-advertise for bids so we wouldn't pay $45,000 more or whatever the difference was for the same project. And so in consultation with the engineer and with some of the board members wanting to be fiscally conservative in this regard, it'll cost us 3 weeks and we'll be back in the game with a good bid.
So board, I don't like it, and audience, I don't like it, but it's costing us time, but we ran into the same thing. We did a CIP project in Cross Gates, Phase 1 on,
Yes.
on that sewer line stuff, where the bids just weren't technically correct, and at least it's bad because all of the bidders now know what the low bid was, but so be it. Due to a deficiency and costing us time, in essence, we have the potential to save more money. So it's worth $45,000 to rebid it. So, and rather than going to the second bid, go ahead.
I do have one question.
Sure.
All of the items under 7-1A through E, those also constitute emergency repairs, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I know we talked about doing commodities and emergency. I do want to have it indicated as such because you do cite that in your memo that they're all emergency related.
Correct.
Okay. Yes, sir. Question?
Item number 2, what is the completion date on that now? Assuming 60 days.
I'd have to look up the exact date. It's going to be tail end of April. And now he does have the water line completed on the east side. That tank is active. And the water line to fill the tank on the east side of town is complete. If the sample's clear tomorrow, we'll be filling that tank on Wednesday. So he's got quite a bit of yard restoration work to do and the line to run down North Street. So he is close, but that does extend it out to, I believe, either the third week or the last week of April.
That answer your question, Chris?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And they happened to hit a gas line the other day, which had everybody in PD stepping and fetching, and rightfully so. So those things tend to slow it down. I know they had a little problem getting under the interstate, had to bore the interstate again, but anyway.
Yeah. They do have us hooked up, but they have one section of that line to finish, and they've got a lot of restoration work to do, which is just now getting dry enough and nice enough to do most of the restoration.
All right, thank you, Charlie. All right, is there a motion to approve those 5 items?
So move.
Motion by Mr. Lou Coker. Second by Mr. James Morris. Any further comment or question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign.
Thank you, Board.
Thank you.
Good evening, Board, Mayor. Take all these together?
Yes, sir. Slowly, please.
Yes, sir. Item 1 is to accept $19,636 from the Rankin County Sheriff's Department with regard to case number 2020-101377 and deposit into the Drug Seizure Fund. Item 2, consideration to approve application and receive grant funding from the FY 2022 Mississippi Office of Highway Safety in the amount of $75,000 and authorize the mayor to execute any related documents. Item 3, request permission for Lieutenant Brian Elwell to travel to Meridian, Mississippi to attend StarTech 2 eval course, March 22 through 26, 2021. That's a search and rescue course. Item 4, request permission to promote or otherwise transfer, Mark, that's important, transfer employees as follows. Narcotic investigator Lieutenant Joseph French to interdiction, effective March 16th, 2021. Patrol Sergeant Seth Brown to detective, effective March 16th, 2021, and adjust rate of pay pursuant to the memo. Sergeant French and Sergeant, would y'all please stand, please, as I call your names so they can see you. Part-time patrol officer Shane Roberts to full-time detective, effective March 29, 2021, and set rate of pay pursuant to the memo. He is not with us this evening. And D, Patrol Officer Alex Ward to Patrol Sergeant effective March 16th, 2021, and adjust rate of pay pursuant to the memo. Okay, you can sit down, please. Item 5, rescind board action taken February 1, 2021, under Section 10-2 of the minutes with regard to the hiring of Andrew White.
All right. Thanks, Chief. Catch up here for a minute. All right. 5 items. Board, is there a motion to approve those 5 items? Motion by Ms. Monica Corley. Second by Mr. Harry Williams. Any further discussion or comment? Question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Board, Mayor. Everybody take all 3 together, sir?
Yeah.
Consideration to approve the Advanced Emergency Medical Technician Training Repayment Agreement. Number 2, request permission to hire Paul Davis, Kevin Gretham as part-time certified firefighters effective March 16th, 2021 at the set rate paid pursuant to the memo. Request permission for Battalion Chief Eric Stranger to travel Biloxi, Mississippi to attend Mississippi Fire Chiefs and Firefighters Summer Conference, June 25th to the 27th, 2021.
Thanks, sir. Is there a motion to approve those 3 items? Motion by Mr. Chris Vincent, second by Ms. Talia Dobbs. Any further discussion, comment, or question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Thank you. All right, this time I believe we have a swearing in to do. And Board, what I'd like to do is go ahead and take a vote on the necessity of being in executive session. Got a motion by Mr. Lou Coker, second by Ms. Monica Corley. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Thank you. All right. All right, we're back on. Shelley, good, thank you for being here. All right. So that concludes our business for the, what, Mr. Baker?
There was one vote taken in
yeah.
executive session with regard to personnel matter.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. So that will conclude the business for this evening. We will meet again here on April the 5th, is that correct? At 6 PM, unless we have a work session in front of that or something. I don't anticipate one. So look forward to seeing you on the 5th of April. All right? So that concludes our board meeting for this evening. Is there a motion by Mr. Harry Williams, second by James Warren? All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. Thank you.